Great. We'll be starting from the point of understanding at least how to get into Splunk. Basically, you go to splunk.com, and from splunk.com, you get to this page. Now, try to make sure you are already logged in, or if not, you will get the login page when you click on Free Splunk. So you click on Free Splunk, it goes directly into this page after you register or log in, and then this is the cloud trial. So we want to go into the downloads page, so we click on this free trials and downloads page. It's very straightforward to download Splunk. We have this one for the cloud. This is the cloud version of Splunk. We have the Splunk Enterprise, and lastly we have the universal forwarder. The universal forwarder is the one that allows forwarding of all the logs from one PC to the next one. Basically, that's how it works. From one PC to the main Splunk one, so you can read everything in there. Splunk Enterprise is what we want to go for, and you get 500 up to 500 MB per day for 60 days. I click on get my free trial, and that should bring you to this point. Of course, you want to download it for Windows 10 or more, as well as Windows Server 2019. You might want to download on Linux. In that situation, you click this and you can download the tag, gzip file, the RPM file, or the Debian file over here. This is the one for Mac, and it's still straightforward with that. So we are sticking to the Windows one. You click on download now. That will begin the download for Windows, and it should be on this page, and then it's straightforward from there. So I've downloaded it before. I do not need to again. I can just cancel that. So once this is downloaded, you have to go straight into your downloads page, and you double click on it and run it. Very straightforward. You run it and you are going to start installing Splunk. So we'll continue. I'll pause this over here so that we can have more time together. So Splunk is getting installed. We are going to accept the license agreement. You can view it if you want to. Click on next, and that will take you to the username and the password version. Put in a username. I'm going to put one in. I'll call it security admin. Oh god, it could be any username. It's just username. It could be the name of the user that is going to be using this particular Splunk. I could just leave it as admin, just to leave it that way, you know. And for the password, put in a secure password, as secure as 1 2 3 4. Put in your own secure password, please. So you click next, and they said the password fails to meet blah blah blah. So we are going to put in a more complex password. And then you click on next, and that should bring this installation to its progress point. So yes, we want to start installing, and then I'll just pause the video here, come back when it's done. So Splunk actually runs on port 8000. This Splunk installation is currently done. This is actually done now. So we click finish. It's going to launch in the browser. Splunk is usually running on port 8000. So if we open up if the browser opens up, I believe it should show up on port 8000. It's still taking its time. So if it doesn't run, you could go ahead and just search for Splunk. It's already installed. So Splunk Enterprise. You click on that. And I'm just going to wait for it a bit and open it with Google Chrome just once. Yep, we have Google Chrome loading. You can see that it's running on port 8000. That's why we have 127.0.0.1, which is usually the local host. That's the local host address, and we have it running on this port number, port 8000. So Splunk is running on port 8000. This is my email, and the password. We click sign in. Yeah, I didn't put in the right one. And if it doesn't work, meaning my username is actually not correct. I think my username was admin. and sign in. Okay, so we are logging in currently. It looks like it's going fine. It's actually going fine. So I'm just going to cancel that. And yes, we have quite a lot of things going on in there. They have a lot of information, and I can see there's some error here. It said there's an else report or something of the sort. All good, no problem. But this is how Splunk generally looks like. We have this. This is the landing page. This is how the page will look like when you get on it. So one major thing you want to look at is what is in here. You also have the dashboard view. If you have already, maybe you have some particular information you're always checking out, you want to keep them in the dashboard so you don't have to go the long way to find it anymore. It's just like keeping apps on your home screen. So we have the recently viewed, to see the recently viewed one created by you, shared it, just the normal stuff that are in there. So basically, for you to proceed with this one, I want to show you how it works directly in an organization. I want to show you exactly what it looks like. So you click on the settings, you have all of this in here. We have the knowledge and all of that. We are not going to focus on that. We are going to want to focus on data. Now, before we come into data, I want you to understand how Splunk works in organization. So I want to show you the users first, or the user roles. Let's look at the roles of each user. Now, you might have different set of people. You're going to have different set of people working on this Splunk. Sometimes we might have people who are the admins, we might have people who are the power users. There are different Splunk roles. In short, let's quickly go ahead and search for the Splunk roles. And different roles in Splunk. We have the admin, we have the power, we have the user. I'm looking for okay, what was that in Splunk? There should be a name for it. We have the power user, we have different kind of Splunk careers. Let's see if careers work. Jobs in Splunk. I just want to take you through this so you can see what it looks like when you're looking at Splunk, sales director, channel alliances, sales support, QA, sales engineer, blah 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 blah, enterprise account manager. I'm going to go ahead and load more. Okay, these are some of the job postings in Splunk right now, like currently in Splunk. We have the operations engineer, and all of that. But what I'm mainly looking at, what I'm looking for is the jobs, the different job roles in Splunk, really. So let's look for the job roles. Job roles, Splunk. Job roles, Splunk. And okay, yes, we have the administrative role, we have the customer success and support, the design, documentation, engineering. That's quite a lot. Well, I think we have to stick with this ones. Actually, I thought they would bring out those particular roles that come with Splunk, not these particular ones, not these ones. And well, let's move ahead with it. Over here, this is where you'll be giving your permissions, or this is where I'm currently the admin. Whoever the administrator, the Splunk administrator is, this is where he's going to create roles for each user. So you could create a new role, and maybe you wanted to inherit from one of the former roles. You can select that. Maybe you can delete, or he has power abilities or something. Over here, you're going to select his capabilities. Look at that. You can delete messages, delete keyword, edit this, blah blah. There's so many of them in there. And the indexes, if you want to add a value or something like that. The restrictions, what he cannot do, and the resources he can work with. So it's you simply creating a role. Maybe you want to create a role for editor, Splunk editor role, or something in your organization, or somebody that can just work with something specifically. That is what you do with the job roles. But we are not sitting down with that. We'll go back to settings. I want to show you the users. This is how the Splunk administrator will basically create users, right? Work with the users and all of that. Currently, we have just one user whose name is admin, and these are the actions. We can actually clone him. We can choose to edit him instead too. And his full name is administrator. His email address is this. I could edit that email address, obviously, and put a better email address in there. And as well as all the other information. We can change this password here and all of that. It's very, very straightforward. So back in here, oh my god, did I just delete the users? No, I didn't. So you can create a new user if you wanted to. I'm looking at it from the admin part for Splunk, and over here you can put in a new user, and put in an email address if you wanted to. Set the password for him, and put another password. And yep, password must contain at least 8 characters. That's great. And we have the time zone. If you want to select the time zone for that person, doesn't matter. Here you can select the app. Maybe you want him to come straight to the dashboard or to the search and sleep. You can do whatever you want to do, and then assign him roles that you want to assign him over here. That role we looked at the last time. This is where we can check it. So over here, if you want to create a special role for the user, you go ahead and use this particular one. So require password change on first login. If you want to, I'll check that out. Save it, and we have a new user. And next time we are coming in, we can log in and start new user. That's the idea with Splunk administration, right? Very, very straightforward. So I'm going to stop the video right here and call this Splunk administration, then create a new video and proceed with the data and reporting.